Hello everyone, how's it going? So we're talking about Highguard again, and it seems that we've almost reached the end of the line when it comes to this game. So today, the developers of Highguard Wildlight Entertainment confirmed that they are conducting mass layoffs. Now, as of now, the game has around 2 to 3,000 players, which is abysmal. Basically, the developers did go on record stating that they were just trying to get a niche audience to stay around and play the game, and they didn't need a lot of players, which is, I don't know why you would say something like that, because it doesn't matter if you're a one-man team or a 100-man team. Player counts matter, because the more players play a game, the more word of mouth spreads, and the more players buy stuff, especially when it comes to free-to-play games where your entire monetization system is the only way to keep the game alive. But yeah, the game launched to 97,000 players, and now it's sitting around 2 to 3,000 players on Steam alone. And if we're being generous, maybe 10k between all platforms. But even then, that's just horrible. And the 97,000 players that started playing this game when it first launched, they're practically gone. They mirrored my complaints in how the game was executed. It had cool ideas, but it was just very boring. They did try to revitalize the player count with the 5 versus 5 mode, and we saw a slight player bump, but most people said it's still the same game that they played before. It's just really boring. And yes, Jeff did promote this game for free at the Game Awards, at least that's the rumor. I don't think he ever confirmed that, but yeah, he loved this game so much, he gave them the initial boost. But unfortunately, you just because Jeff Keighley says that he likes this game doesn't mean that it's going to succeed. Like, his name does carry a lot of recognition. It's like when Hideo Kojima promoted Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if he'll promote Hunting Grounds, because oh god, I don't know what they're doing with that. But yeah, that game got a lot of push because he really liked that game. And granted, Horizon is a really good game. Look, I like Zero Dawn, I like Forbidden West, that's just my opinion. But yeah, but in this case of Highguard, there isn't an audience there left. Like, there aren't enough people buying microtransactions to keep this game afloat. And I know that people are going to say, like, live services are dead. I disagree with that. Yes, people have established themselves on live services that they only go to that game, like whether it's Warframe, Fortnite, Apex Legends, whatever. But if you make a good live service, and you really, really need to make a good live service, a good first impression, which Highguard unfortunately did not have, it's never going to succeed in that front. Because when you have so much heavy competition from everywhere, from Steam, mobile, console, it's like you're playing with fire at this point, unless you're Valve, who understood what gamers want and delivered on a really solid live service in the way of Deadlock. Here, I just don't understand the execution here. A lot of people blame toxic positivity, and maybe that is the case, because that was one of the foundations for why Concord failed. A lot of people just, I don't know what they were thinking with that situation. They called this Concord 2. Apparently Concord 3 is going to be Marathon, which is another live service game, but that's a premium box title. I don't know, it looks like a downgrade of Destiny 2. It has some cool ideas, but I don't see that succeeding. I'll play it, but we'll see. And then, of course, people are dubbing the Horizon Hunting Grounds as Concord 4. But at the end of the day, I think that this is basically just the end of Highguard. No matter how much you want to put positive reports out there, how much you want to say, yeah, the game is not failing or succeeding, if you don't have the capital entering the studio at the rate that you are expensing the operating costs, whether it's salaries, keeping the lights on, computer replacement parts, all the stuff that goes into business operations, guess what? You go bankrupt. No amount of you go girl, keep doing what you want is going to solve that. It's like any business. Restaurants, game studios, movie studios, you making thimbles for your fingers for people who sew. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not bringing in enough income to offset operating costs and make a profit, the studio is just done. And I just don't see this game making a new resurgence, because there's nothing about this game that other games do radically better, or more fun, more engaging, just more appealing. And you can call me negative all you want. A lot of people called me negative in my last videos. I'm a realist. I look at something and I provide a logical reasoning of what's happening. I don't like to hide behind all this emotional fluff. And like, you're looking at the player numbers, 2 to 3,000 players on Steam. Steam is the biggest PC platform on the planet. And first-person shooters are largely played on PC, and they largely use Steam. and you're telling me that we shouldn't like look at that number and like be alarmed by it. You should absolutely be alarmed. You can't cover the fire until finally it burns through the covering. But those are my opinions on a Highguard. I really think that this is the end. So if you want those achievements and that platinum trophy, you better do it now. But apparently, according to my achievement guide, several of them are glitched right now, especially the suppressive achievements. So don't know what to say about that. Either way, that's it from me. I wanted to talk about it. Goodbye.